All right. Hi, everyone. So we are going to just wait a couple minutes for any other stragglers to trickle in. But for now, everything, it looks like it is set up. We do have the chat over to the right if you want to post kind of any questions. We also have the specific question box down below where you can ask us questions during the chat, and we will go ahead and be addressing those there. And we will go ahead and get started in just a few minutes here. Thank you. Alrighty, so why don't we go ahead and kick things off? Just to start, my name's Chloe. I am the Director of Customer Success over at Accelevents. I'm going to be kind of leading things today. And then also with me, we have Andrew, who is our Director of Sales.
Hey everyone, I'm Andrew. Thanks, Chloe, for the introduction. Really excited to answer any questions you guys have over in the chat. I'll be there, so feel free to fire away.
Awesome. Well, thanks, Andrew. So to get things started, why don't we pull up, so we will go ahead and we'll just kind of dive into an overview of for today. We're just going to be doing an introduction to that Accelevents offers. So today we are going to focus on auctions, both silent and live, raffles, fund a need, donations that are online, as well as text to give. And then we'll also be covering the pricing for all of that. So let's kick things off with auctions. So to get started, just kind of auctions 101. When you set up an Accelevents auction, you will have a very easily shared auction catalog on your very own auction website. You'll be able to upload images and descriptions for each item so that way guests can feel that they are really getting to know the items and what you have for prizes. You're able to add as many items as you'd like. And for those items, you can add things like the value of the item, so the market price. You can set your own bidding increments. You can set a buy it now price for any item. And you can also create categories like travel, music, so that way people can go in and they can browse the categories that they are most interested in. When your auction is underway, you can set it up so that you can require payment information up front from your bidders, just so that way they have a card on file, or you can also require payment information only from the winners. You also have the option to set it so that bidding is anonymous. When you're on the guest-facing side, this is what your site will look like. You'll be able to go down and you can add your own description. You can completely add your own branding. And then below that is where your auction will live. So you can go in and you'll have a thumbnail as well as a small description for each item. You can also click into any item to see that full description that you added, view the bidding history, and place a bid here. You can also share any share any items from this page as well. So one of the big decisions that comes up with an auction is whether you want to have a silent auction or whether you want to have a live auction. And there are pros and cons to both. So I was just going to kind of outline some basic differences between the two. For an online silent auction, it's very nice because bidders can participate at their own convenience. Not everyone has the same schedule, so it makes it really easy for everyone to just participate when they have time. This also is very nice because there's not going to be a lot of setup on your end. Bidders will register when they go to submit their first bid. They will also all receive notifications via text message anytime they're outbid, And guests can actually go and bid from text message as well. So they do not need to be at a computer. They can be wherever they are and still submit that bid. For a live auction, this can be a really cool way to create an interactive experience for your bidders online. If any of you attended our webinar yesterday, we talked a little bit more about live streaming and how to get that set up. So this is a great way to incorporate that live streaming and that interactive element into your online event. For the live auctions, it's really easy to submit the winning bids into the system. So that checkout is very easy for auctions. And it's also very easy to get bidder numbers set up for that as well. We have a special link that you can share out and guests can register themselves for that auction. So when you're using the Accelevents interface, I just wanted to kind of provide an example of what bidding looked like. This is the same page we just saw, so you can bid online on a computer. And then over to the right, we've got text message bidding happening. To try out text message bidding, I actually put in a little slide where we can practice if we want. So if everyone can take out their phone if they want to practice this with me, they can text their bid. So we are going to be bidding on this island trip. If you will text TRP1 if you want to bid $1, just bid your value. Obviously, we are not going to actually charge you anything. This is just for practice. So if anyone wants to practice bidding and kind of throughout this presentation, see what it's like to be outbid on any items, feel free to do that now. I'll leave this up for just a second so everyone can get the number down. Alrighty. So I also wanted to include here just this video of what auction checkout looks like for any of your item winners. So once someone's won an item, they will automatically be sent a checkout link for all of the items they won. It will just happen in one page, kind of like your online shopping cart. And this video will be a version of the desktop. You can also do this from your mobile browser if you win and you are not sitting at a computer. So when they win, they will be sent an email and a text message letting them know. Both of those will include a checkout link. Once they go to that link, they'll be able to see the list of any items they won, the price it was won for, and then their total. From there, they'll just be asked to confirm their information in the system. And if they have a card in the system already, it will ask if they want to confirm payment on that. If they do not have a card or they want to change, it will be asked to change the card or enter card information. From there, they'll just confirm the payment, and then they will receive a receipt via email thanking them for their payment. They will also receive confirmation of that via text message. Awesome. So moving on to raffles. So with a raffle with Accelevents, you're going to have a lot of the same great features that you had with auctions. So you will have that same online catalog where you can upload your own images and descriptions. You have unlimited items, so we're not going to cap you for how many baskets or items you're allowed to have. And then it's also nice because if you have multiple items in there, guests can choose how they want to distribute those tickets. If you just have one item, or you do not want guests to be able to choose how they are distributing their tickets, we also have an auto submit option that you can turn on for raffles. Tickets can be purchased and submitted for a raffle either online via that same web page, or they can do this via text message. So for the online raffle page, it will be just like that auction. Click over there. You can go view the items. You can see how many tickets have been submitted to each item. And you can also go and you can see how many tickets are in your account. So same thing, we've got this example here of what the online portion of buying and submitting raffle tickets looks like, as well as what that text message purchasing and submitting raffle tickets look like. Guests will just have to text in the word raffle. To buy tickets, they'll be sent back a link to your raffle site. Once they've purchased tickets, they can text in the specific item code, just like for the auction that they would like to submit their tickets to, alongside the number of tickets they would like to submit. They will also be notified via text message if they have won any items in the raffle. For Fund a Need, this can actually be a really great tool for donations. So what Fund a Need is, for people who are unfamiliar, is that it allows your participants to contribute to specific causes at set pledge levels that you have. This also works really well for things like a wine pull or a party slot where you have 20 seats at a bowling party for your child's school, things like that. It's really easy to share. You have that same online catalog. You've got the items descriptions, same deal as the raffle and the auction. Same thing with the unlimited items. These also can work both online or via text message. So when guests go to your site, they can see what the minimum pledge is, how much has been raised, how many pledges you're still looking to collect, and they can also go in and submit their own pledge on the site. For text message, it's going to be very similar to that raffle and auction, where they can text in the code for the cause they'd like to support, as well as their pledge value. The system will then respond with a checkout link, letting them know that they can then pay for their pledge then, or if they'd like to later, they also can do that. For donations, we actually have two ways that guests can donate with Accelevents. We have online and text to give. I'll kind of go into the differences in those in just a second here. But just to start out, I wanted to give just a basic definition of donations and how that differentiates from text to give. So the main difference between donations and and the Fund a Need is that donations are going to be more of just a general gift to your organization, whereas Fund a Need is going to be for those specific needs or causes that you're looking to raise money for. The donations, you will have just a general online donation page where guests can give a one-time or recurring donation. You also are able to set up a couple of just preloaded donation values, or guests can always go in and give their own custom amount. For online donations, this is just going to be your classic online page where it is very easy to see how to give and to give. For text to give, that's going to be something that is really kind of a fun way for a call to action. What you can do is guests will be able to text in the word donate to your event phone number, and from there, they'll be sent a checkout link to give to your event. If they want to text in a specific amount with that donate, they will be able to send a checkout link for that specific donation amount. So to give an example of that, this is going to be that online page, and then this over here is going to be an example of text to give. So just to cover pricing real quick, the Fund a Need, the raffle, and the silent auction or live auction are all going to fall under the same pricing structure. It is $99 to activate any of those, and they're all priced individually. And then the only other cost is just $1 per participant. That is not per bid. So if you have 5,000 bids, but only 50 total bidders, it will be $50, not 5,000. Same thing for the raffle. It is not a per ticket charge. It is just per participant. That same person can come back in multiple transactions, buy multiple tickets each time, still just $1. Same thing for the Fund a Need. Text to give is going to be the only option that has a slightly different structure. Text to give is going to be our only recurring service where it is a monthly cost. It is $49 a month plus 1% of each donation. If you just want to do online donations with no text component, it is just that 1% of each donation, no monthly cost. Alrighty. And so just to kind of wrap up, I do want to show you guys the back end of the system as well. We took a look at the front. In the back end, you will have a full data dashboard where you're able to go in, set up your event, as well as review and export information after. You will have a page for each module that allows you to get in depth when you add items, as well as going in and monitoring the performance of each. You can download information as a CSV file. You can put up different views like a thermometer if you are going to have a live stream, all sorts of different customizable options. We try to make it very easy for both the bidder or the participant as well as the host. And we always want to point out that we do have customer service available 24/7 if you do have any questions at any time while you are setting things up. So I'm going to go ahead over and end the screen share portion just so that way I can help answer any questions that might be coming up. Is there anything else? Let's see what we've got going on over on this side. All right.
Does anybody have any questions that Chloe and I can answer after seeing her presentation?
Yeah, so you are able to go in and set up a CMS integration. We are currently building an integration with Neon. We also work with Zapier to facilitate any integrations with any CMS you might have. For security for credit card payments, the way that that is going to work is that we work with Square and Stripe for payment processing. Both are leaders in their field for that payment processing, and they take their security very seriously. Andrew, do you have any kind of anything you want to say on that? I know you work with Stripe a little bit more than I do on the ticketing side of things.
Of course. No, actually, you said everything very well. Of course, if anyone was at the webinar yesterday, John had mentioned that security shouldn't really even be a question, as any platform you should be working with, what you would be working with, whether it be Accelevents or anyone else, should be following all standard security protocols and have all that information available should you request it.
Awesome. Yeah. And so, Kevin, I see that you were wondering about a discount. Yes, there is a discount offered today. If anyone who viewed the webinar would like to sign up, we are offering $20 off your first fundraiser. So if you're looking for the discount, or if you have any other questions, feel free to come over to the site. We will be there on the chat, and feel free to just message us there and let us know that you were a attendee today and you'd like to redeem your discount. Awesome. And then Sam, I see your question about CRMs. So what we do for Salesforce and Luminate is we work with Zapier. They act as a bridge between Accelevents and any CRM. So you would just need to turn on the option for the Zapier integration. And from there, we have a step-by-step guide on how to set up that integration. It's very simple. If you have any further questions about it, when you do go to set up your event, I'd be happy to help. All right, Pam, I see a question about PayPal. We do not work with PayPal yet. We currently only work with Square and Stripe. Those are the two options. It is very simple to set up an account with either of those at this point. I believe the fees for the two are the exact same for anyone who does not have an account. It is 2.9% plus 30 cents per transaction for either option. In terms of reporting, it is very easy to pull any information from your bidders, your donors, your participants. That would be the CSV downloads that I showed right at the end. You are able to pull all information from your event, getting contact information from participants, as well as just the details about any payments that were made. Yep, and Kevin, if you have used Accelevents previously for anything, your donor's previous information will be saved in that event. You will never be locked out of an event with Accelevents, and you will be able to access that at any time. Alrighty, well, I do not see any other questions coming in. If anyone else has anything, we will send out a recording of this after, as well as a recording of yesterday's webinar, just for everyone interested. And then from there, if any other questions come up, please do not hesitate to reach out to us. We are happy to answer any questions and help you guys get set up with your fundraisers. Thanks, guys.